When you take a closer look at the Green Bay Packers' offensive lineup, it quickly becomes evident where their most significant challenge lies. While Rasheed Walker and Zach Tom are solid and promising young tackles, the team's depth at this crucial position is quite alarming. This issue became particularly apparent following Andre Dillard's disappointing showing against the Cleveland Browns last Saturday. The situation is further complicated by the fact that developmental players like Kadeem Telfort and Caleb Jones don't seem to be reliable alternatives. As a result, the Packers might need to consider bringing back a familiar face to fill the gap. Unfortunately, the market for offensive tackles is notably thin, which is typical for this time of year. The most skilled player still available is, without a doubt, former Packers All-Pro David Bakhtiari. Bakhtiari's knee problems led to his release in March due to salary cap concerns. However, there was some good news in May when it was reported that Bakhtiari received a positive medical update. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport shared that the former All-Pro had follow-up exams after undergoing new surgeries, and was deemed to be on track for a return in 2024. It's worth noting that with less than a month until the regular season begins, Bakhtiari hasn't participated in any workouts for NFL teams. His plan, however, is to ensure he's fully healthy before making any final decisions. Even if he's not ready by week 1, the Packers could still consider bringing him on board later in the season. After all, Rasheed Walker is expected to be the starting tackle regardless. Given that Bakhtiari has only appeared in 13 games over the past 3 seasons, it's difficult to see him as a starter. Additionally, Walker performed at a high level during the latter part of last season, proving himself to be both young and cost-effective. However, Bakhtiari would serve as an excellent backup option. Currently, Andre Dillard and Kadeem Telfort are the immediate backups, but if the Packers find themselves needing one of them in a regular season game, head coach Matt LaFleur would likely have to adjust the offensive scheme to protect them. In contrast, Bakhtiari would be a significant upgrade over these players. Despite the catastrophic injury he suffered late in 2020, he has demonstrated that he can still perform at a high level when healthy. There may be some concerns about whether Bakhtiari would be open to playing at right tackle if necessary, but Walker could potentially shift to the right side temporarily if needed. Financially, several factors would need to be considered. First, there's the question of whether Bakhtiari would be willing to return to Green Bay as a backup, especially if he doesn't have starting opportunities elsewhere. Second, there's the matter of money. The Packers released Bakhtiari in March because he was set to earn nearly $20 million this year, a steep price for a player with a history of injuries. Would Bakhtiari be willing to come back to the NFL for a salary close to the veteran minimum? It's likely that any contract offer would include minimal guarantees, injury waivers, and incentives based on playing time. If Bakhtiari finds a starting job or at least a chance to compete elsewhere, he could command a higher salary. However, if no other team is willing to give him that opportunity, the familiarity of Green Bay, combined with the chance to protect a quarterback he already knows and play in a system he's well acquainted with, might be tempting. Several factors would need to align for a reunion between the Packers and Bakhtiari to take place in 2024. While it still might seem unlikely, it's certainly more feasible now than it appeared 5 months ago.